Hello.
All right, you can go ahead.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, go ahead.
okay, so I have literally less than no clue of who you are outside of the fact that you're Coyote's roommate and you run the Zoophile Strugs accounts for whatever reason. Lately, Coyote's been kind of getting inundated with people accusing you of being a Zoophile. What is this all about?
Oh my goodness. So back in 2018, I ran the Sadist investigations, like the one that had Kiro in them and everything. Um, I I I don't mean to take a bunch of, credit for a lot of it, but I kind of ran the bridge community, which was ZSIS, also colloquially known as Zisis for hilarious reasons. Um, so it was a bridge between the Kiwi Farms people, the Zoophiles, and a few other small independent groups like Dog Patches Group and Fur Vengers, which split off from mine. And because I would listen to what Zoophile said, I got labeled as a Zoophile. Although that wasn't actually the biggest problem at the time, ironically enough. The biggest issue at the time was I was helping moderate Xanadu, which was a split off of the alt furry chat room, which was frankly a big mistake. I didn't I didn't think it was important. So got labeled as a Nazi, and then when Nazi was not as trendy anymore, got labeled as a zoophile, and then when zoophile wasn't as trendy anymore, got labeled as a zoosadist, and a bunch of that stuff was actually by Saul Skunk, who basically, oh, that's an interesting situation. Back when Xanadu was, existed, it was run by Len Gilbert and Blumir. Um, Blumir became my friend. I knew Len Gilbert. I never really got close to him. Basically, Blumir was a baby fur who was manipulated into hating himself for being a furry. A large contributing factor was a person named Nixius Furious and a person named Saul Skunk, who is now a self-admitted pedophile neo-Nazi who is running a chat room or channel called Cubs with Captions, which is basically they take cub art and they give it really bad captions. And in his comments and everything like that on Telegram, people are trading real child porn. So I called, not, I didn't really call him out because I didn't really have a platform to call him out. I created an evidence channel against him. We linked that up to a Kiwi Farms account that essentially put me on Kiwi Farms. I've got a recording of that. Um, and yeah, so he just makes up stuff, puts it on Kiwi Farms, and gets enabled, ironically enough, even though he's got a thread on Kiwi Farms, but nobody cares. So there's
Okay.
that.
I know nothing about that individual. I guess, do you believe that they're the one that made the threat about you then?
Yeah, I've got a recording of him.
Why
There's
haven't you interacted with that thread?
It's Kiwi Farms. Why would I interact with it? There's like if you interact, you get a bullet through your head pretty much. Like there's no point in
No,
ever
no, that's
posting.
that's not accurate because I've interacted with the farms and people have accused me of nonsense, and I didn't wind up with a bullet through my head. In fact, I wound up shaming the person who'd made the accusations.
I don't understand.
How do you not understand?
My interactions with Kiwi Farms is like the whole entire purpose of my thread was to try to bait me into like interacting with them and posting on it and everything. I was friends with Near who, killed himself over that, so like Kiwi Farms and everything. I was actually Bloomier was friends with Near and like trying to figure out exactly who put him up there. Ironically enough, there was a guy called CIA N-word, and he was the one that created the Near thread. Evidently, he felt bad for putting Near up there and eventually befriended him. But he didn't tell him, and then Blumir found out and told Near. which was the point of investigation. I was too busy fighting the old Zeus Drugs account person who ended up, like, saying a bunch of really sus shit.
Okay,
I
you're
guess
going
screenshots of that.
you're going down the rabbit hole here, and that's not what I need.
I don't know.
I asked you a very specific question here, and you said you don't understand what I said. What did I say that you did not understand?
I mean, you asked me to post in my Kiwi Farms thread. Is that
Okay.
what you asked?
I said if they are wrong, why are you not arguing against that? Why are you not disproving their claims?
Because it's bait.
How is it bait if you're right?
I. I mean, I think we have a fundamental, like, I think we understand Kiwi Farms to be a completely different website.
I don't think we do. I think you're scared of it.
What? So you want me to post on Kiwi Farms?
My point is, if they are saying things you can demonstrate are incorrect, why don't you demonstrate that they're incorrect? Because if there's one thing I do know about Kiwi Farms, if you wind up dunking on the guy lying about you and prove definitively that he is, they will turn on him. That's how that works.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll just do that. I made a website.
I do want to clarify, and this is, I know that I wasn't asked anything directly, so, but I do want to clarify that this has been brought up, this Kiwi Farms thread, in multiple other places, like on Twitter, and ZRCarlo has actually responded when it is directly brought up, and they actually have a lot of that, like a lot of the logs and stuff, to verify a lot of the things they've told me, that they'll link to people and stuff like that. That's kind of how they're addressing it. They're not doing it directly on Kiwi Farms, but I have observed that this is something they do on Twitter whenever they're confronted with this, like people who are like trying to call them out for this, things like that. They just drop a link to where they have the evidence. So if you
Yeah, I
actually
have a
have
whole
the
entire
evidence on
website.
hand, that would probably be
Yeah,
good.
there you go. Yeah, I built a whole entire website around it so I could avoid Kiwi Farms.
I do apologize for interjecting. I just wanted to clarify that one point because, you know, I
I
was.
I will also if I do post on Kiwi Farms, I'm concerned I will be attacked by it by my own community.
By
Because it's
Do you have a Kiwi Farms account?
yeah,
Is that the account that they exposed in that thread?
yeah,
Then why are you worried about your community attacking you when you've already posted on Kiwi Farms?
because my friend killed himself. I'm I'm sorry, like my friends are like I mean, my Kiwi Farms account predates a lot of that stuff, and that's basically what my excuse was. And I'm just like, okay, because one of the biggest issues of the previous owner of the Zoophile Drugs account was they were attacked multiple times for having a Kiwi Farms account, and I was just like, okay, I do have one. And you see that the old post. I'm sorry, there's somebody revving an engine in the background, but
Why
yeah,
do you continue operating the Zoophile Struggles account if it gets you nothing but this grief?
it doesn't.
It doesn't.
No, that's the old owner.
I'm
They're
not
gone.
talking. Okay, I'm about to get really frustrated here, so I'm going to ask that one other person in this call that's an adult step in before I lose my patience.
Okay.
Okay,
I
so
have a
oh, go ahead, Hate.
I have a question about this drugs account because I watched I think your preamble video on it.
Yeah,
Didn't you say it was owned by minors?
yeah. It was owned by minors, and then it was passed on to a person who was 17,
Also
and they
minors.
owned it. And then they turned 18, and I exposed them.
Okay. Another random question I had real quick. So you once it was taken down, you took ownership of it, but the
Yeah,
question I have pertains to the handle that's under your YouTube account name. You uh openly asked questions about sex ed and experience regarding sex to people of any age, which included minors. Can you explain to me the rationale of that or the relevance of that?
I mean, I made a post asking what people learned in sex ed, and people responded.
Do you think that was something appropriate to discuss?
I don't understand the problem with going on Twitter and asking what people learned in sex ed, especially if it relates to, like, Like, I mean, sex ed is for minors. That's what it is. That's what we all learned in school.
Okay.
Are you just really bad at the understanding of optics?
Yeah.
Probably.
It's one thing to ask, like, I don't know, 18-plus-year-olds if their experience with sex ed was different than yours. Um, you shouldn't really be asking kids their opinions on that sort of thing.
Can I ask a
So
question very quickly? I just want to clarify, just since I am recording. The question, was that just in a tweet, not directed at anybody, or was it directed at somebody?
It
no,
was
it was just
it was a tweet on his account.
yeah.
Okay,
But he
but
was
my
asking
question.
in general. He didn't specify age. He just said any age. Well,
Okay,
actually, the specification was any age.
okay, so it
Oh,
was not directed at anybody in general. I think. Okay, so it basically was asking a general question to the people following the account. Is that accurate?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just wanted to have that on record. Because I just didn't want it to be misconstrued as, oh, he asked minors specifically, or he did not ask minors specifically. That's all I'm doing is clarifying.
Yes. And minor, from what I could tell from the evidence, minors had responded to it, and I mean, it's something you can't control in that sense, but at the same time, you weren't really making any attempt to, like, I don't know, specify and just say this is an
is
18
it
plus.
is it bad to ask in general what people learn in school as a minor?
In regards to sex ed, I would say so.
But that's what people get taught in school.
It's one thing if you wanted to ask somebody about what they learned in math class versus what they learned about sex and sex ed.
Carlo, how old are you?
I'm 33.
Okay, you're definitely old enough to know what we're talking about and know better than this. If you would you walk up to a literal child and ask what they were taught in sex ed, like one on one in real life?
No, but if I
Why?
make a
Why?
post on
Why?
because talking to children is bad.
Because talking to children about what they learn concerning sexual education, if you are an adult, is inappropriate. That's what hate's getting at and what you seem to be struggling with.
So, okay, on Twitter, what do you recommend to I don't know, like, do I
Well,
Before
block
you
all the
ask that,
minors?
hold on. Before you ask that, I want you to take a look real quick. Without clicking on a link, just look at what you posted. The Saul skunk evidence. Do you see what says right underneath that?
Yeah.
What does it say?
18 plus, not safe for life content inside.
18 plus only. Yeah, that's what you do. It's not difficult. You already know how to do it.
Okay.
And just again, because I'm recording, I do want to clarify this was not a directed question, but it was also not. The precautions were essentially just not put in place that should have been. That's kind of the criticism here.
yeah,
Okay. I
it
don't.
was
I'm not
just
going to say that I
it was
necessarily disagree with that. That's definitely something that could be fixed. I would agree.
that's just well, from what I remember, I think it was a couple years ago. I think 3, 4 years ago, and again, it's something relevant to something else that we discussed before, but I didn't know if your views on that had changed. Is your difference here being like it's worse if it's done IRL in private, publicly, like as you seem to have a difference when it comes to this point of contention, is that you acknowledge that it's bad to talk to a child about this, but then
I
when
mean,
it's like public online, it's like, well, it's no problem.
if I went and was in a public platform, if I, sat on a street corner, actually, like, if I went around with, I don't know, I don't really understand IRL.
You don't?
You seem to have. You
You're
acknowledge
33.
that it
How do
was
you?
bad.
You're
I can
33. How do you
actually
not?
I can clarify that one. As their roommate, I can tell you that the reason they don't understand a lot of IRL interactions with a lot of people is because they generally don't leave the apartment very much. And I'm ZRCarlo. I'm not saying that as an insult. I'm just saying it as a statement of fact. For For the most part, I typically see you leave the apartment when you go grocery shopping, go to your parents' house, and go to the thrift store. That's kind of all I've observed. So that's kind of the limit to social interaction, which may play a part. And I'm not saying that to be insulting. I'm just trying to offer an explanation here.
Right, but the point has now become that ZRCarlo has recognized a line here, and the line is being that it's bad to talk to kids about sexual stuff.
I mean, if I was just publicly asking people, I guess. I don't know, like,
Okay, let's break this
universities
down.
are interesting.
Let's break it down more simplistically for you, so you'll understand it a little bit better. Which we're gonna double back onto you don't understand real life here in a minute. If you were in the town square, you were on a box, and you had a speakerphone, and you wanted people to come up and tell you their experience with sex ed, if a child walked up and tried to talk to you, would you accept it, or would you turn them away?
I mean, like,
Okay,
like, it's I don't know. It's just I'm not sure if it's appropriate to actually sit on a street corner with a
Oh my
microphone.
god.
For
well,
this,
How are you?
hold on. For this particular comparison, we'll just say that's not what the factor is, and we'll just take it as a one-to-one sort of thing. Don't fixate on whether or not it's appropriate to have a microphone in a street corner. It's the subject matter of the discussion, not necessarily how it's being enacted, if I'm understanding this correctly. Basically, it's taking the conversation that's in public on Twitter and putting it in public in real life and asking what you think acceptable conduct would be in that context.
No,
it's
I don't think the internet can be compared to real life.
uh,
What? How do you not know about real life when you're only 3 years my junior?
I mean, I was raised in a cult
How long were you in the cult?
until I was 22.
So you've had 11 years outside of the cult and you still don't know?
Well, I was in an anarchist commune for a while, but I got medicated in 2013, I think.
Okay, so almost a decade ago. So I'm going to ask you again, how do you not know about real world?
Just never interacted much, I guess.
Do you not go outside? Do you not go to events? Do you not have a job?
I work from home. Probably no.
Okay. As frustrated as this interaction is making me, I'm starting to understand why you struggle with all this nonsense. And why you keep getting yourself in hot water here, and why people will immediately believe that you're some deranged zoophile without looking at the evidence in a critical manner.
well, it's not even just that, Lio. It's the fact that the original Zoo Strugs account got taken down because it was following minors, or minors were following it. They were
Yeah.
posting NSFW content. However, the point of contention being, they did have a warning on the account that it was 18 plus.
Only after I complained.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and break this down for you simply. And I want you to be aware I'm trying my best to deal with you in kid gloves because you're Coyote's roommate, and I know he cares for you, and I'm not here to rip your jugular out. But here's the thing. If you are struggling that heavy with what should or should not be posted, with the optics of specific actions, if you're so worried about QE farmers, if you're worried about all that, your digital footprint needs to come down to just about a zero until you learn, until you
Eh,
genuinely learn how to interact with things and people, until you learn the reality of what's on the outside world. Because right now, you're being accused of a zoophile while you're running two accounts named Zoophile Strugs. And here's the kicker that I've been meaning to ask. Why did you block me?
well, there's some sort of fucking error with the account, but If you were caught up in the block of, what's that
I
person's
can
name?
I can
Laxmi.
actually I can actually I think I might be able to explain that with the because I think some of the blocks from the old account when you took the handle carried over to the new account. Is that correct?
Oh
Because
no,
like you
no,
mentioned,
Yeah.
it's not the
Yeah.
Zoophile Strug it's not the Zoophile Strugs account that has to be blocked.
Are you following Laxmi?
Who? What?
If you were following Laxmi, I red blocked that account.
Who the
It
heck is a
was
Laxami?
It's a person. They were the one that made the what's that?
well, I
Can you
think we know the
provide
answer
us
is
the
probably
handle?
no because Lyo doesn't know who they are.
Here's the thing. Why don't you provide us the handle and then Lyle can just reference check that
Yeah, let me
just
check.
in case.
Trying to remember what it was
Does the
because
same apply if the person follows him, or does that person have to follow this person specifically?
I just blocked both.
Oh,
Trying to
okay.
remember.
Well,
Yeah, because I was about to say, as far as the Zoophile Strugs account, like after taking the handle, a lot of really screwy shit happened with that account. Like it started carrying over blocks that they never decided to do, things like that. It was very strange.
Yeah, I have a screenshot of that too.
But yeah,
Want the I just want the account name.
yeah.
Give me a second.
At handle, please.
yeah, the handle would probably be easier, so that way if they change the name, they wouldn't have changed the handle, presumably.
Slugma. Evidently, I think it's banned.
Okay. Can you
So
CP
let
it?
me grab that.
Wait, do you mean that Slug Mama person?
Yeah, that was run by Laxmi.
Okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about then. Lio, they're the person who made that artwork of my Sona telling Cord, "Have you tried not being cringe?" That person. Here, let me see if
I
I can get the
don't.
handle. I
Yeah,
can pull that up.
They have a bunch of handles, and it's just they're bad news.
I'm asking for one handle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I know this person. I
I
can
know.
actually get this.
Now I'm curious to see. It's like, hey, they're following me. Why am I not blocked?
It says this tweet was deleted by the tweet author. Let me see.
This is their new account. They've been banned several times now, but this is the person.
I
I'm not.
basically red blocked everything that was following and followers of Slugma.
Which I am not.
Mm.
Well, if they were following you, probably got
What was
blocked.
their What was their original at?
Slugma. That's the one that I red blocked. Also, on that. So, which account are you blocked on? Is it Zerkayo or Zercalio?
I
Here
ZRCarlo has like 15 million different fucking accounts. I don't know why.
it is on the ZRCalo.
So, Zerkayo.
I'm pretty sure like when Elon Musk was asking that less than 5% of Twitter had to be bots, I'm pretty sure more than 5% are just Baiji and ZRCarlo by themselves.
So,
probably.
what's Leo's account?
Lio
At,
Man Bad.
Okay.
I just want to know why I was blocked. Because I don't
Actually,
know who this Slug
Probably
is.
red block. That's what I'm guessing.
well, the interesting
Oh,
thing to
no,
me,
I'm
and
following you.
I just want to point this out. I think it's very weird that that was the case because even on their old accounts, I was a mutual with them, and we never had this problem. You never wound up blocking me.
Yeah, I'm following you on the Zerkayo account. Are you sure you're not running into the curse?
Kurt? What? What are you
Like,
on
Okay,
about?
hold on.
what
You
is
have to
what
explain
is
that. You
this
can't just say
bullshit?
the
No.
curse and like expect that people get it. Like for real, you need to
I
actually.
live in a very different reality. You know, that's
Absolutely.
fine. It just doesn't matter anymore. It's a meme. What the fuck? Okay, so it is the Slugma account. They must have been following you.
the dumbest thing ever.
Well, I panicked, and I saw Laxmi existing again, so I red blocked them.
Why did you panic over this person?
Because they attacked me one time, and they are responsible for bullying one of my friends when they were suicidal on Antoon's server.
Okay, what did they say?
Why were
about
you on
exactly?
Antoon's server?
Because he was nice to me.
Okay. What did this Slugma person say about you?
Oh God. I'm about to lose my patience.
It's fine.
Well, yeah.
Lyle. I'm diverting the topic real quick. What did this Slugma person say about you?
I mean, they were talking to the owner of Persona Pins, which I really, really liked, and they put racist stuff, so I red blocked them.
Oh, okay. But you said that they attacked you.
They attacked my friend that was suicidal.
They...
I mean, that's a direct attack on me, because I care about my friends.
Okay.
Okay, is there anything I can probably translate whatever points you want to make for ZRCarlo? ZRCarlo's kind of special. I'm sorry, ZRCarlo, I love you, but you're kind of special.
No. I appreciate that, Coyote, but ZRCarlo's got to learn to stand on, I don't know what their pronouns are, but their own two doggone feet. You are 33 years old. 33. Yeah. I do not need communication in memes. I do not need communication in inside jokes. What I need is yes and no's and genuine reasons why things happen. If you do not understand why you should understand certain things, asking that question is fine, but be aware you are 33. You are old enough to be my younger brother. I don't have one. I don't know your gender. Just making that as a point. Either way, you should be beyond this. Refuse to interact with the people accusing you on Kiwi Farms, even if you have damning evidence against them. Instead, you spam a link wherever people accuse you outside of Kiwi Farms, realizing literally nothing about the fact that this does not actually help your case. You interact with minors concerning sexual topics, despite knowing the fact that your previous Zoophile Strugs account, under its previous owner, got in trouble for far worse actions, because you don't look at the optics of that. You're still operating Zoophile Strugs accounts, even though people are constantly accusing you of nonsense. For what purpose?
I really, really want Persona Pins.
What? This doesn't.
I sound like I'm having a fun time!
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
I mean, this is.
I'm not in the mood to joke! This isn't funny!
This isn't a joke!
What does the pins have anything to do with any of this?
I, for the first time in my life, found something that I liked.
I like keeping children safe.
You are a furry, and this is the first time you found something you liked?
Yeah.
What is it you liked? I'm listening. What is it?
I'm trying.
I can hear the cat in the background. The cat is kind of upset right now, so I think that might be something to do with it.
No.
I didn't come in here wanting to yell at you, but when I'm asking you very specific, direct questions and you turn it into a joke, that's not funny to me.
That's not a joke!
That you literally said, like, the dumbest reason.
I started laughing afterwards. Do you not understand that that is how somebody sees something as a joke?
Oh, hold on. No, in fairness, I started laughing. I think that was a response to me laughing. That's a very common one that happens even inside like other situations. Like that's not an uncommon response that ZRCarlo has had when I start laughing. That's my fault, not theirs.
So what is it like?
I'm trying to think. Sorry, I'm just crying.
Yeah, I can tell.
It was like they're not really handmade, but they're made by an artist.
What does this have to do with the Zoophile Strugs account?
I was banned from their chat room for just existing.
What are you going on about?
Okay, hold on.
It's not gonna make sense.
Hold on.
It,
Hold
it
on. Hold on. Just everybody, hold on. Can we just like for 1 second just regroup and just get everyone on the same page of what the exact topic is? What just that way so we can get really clear answers and move forward with this. Because even I'm starting to get lost because of everything that's happened now.
All I asked is if this is a detriment to who you are, if you do not know how to interact with the optics of the internet versus reality, if you don't even know how reality freaking functions, why do you still operate these accounts that are constantly pointing a finger at you? Your response was, I like pins.
Okay.
yeah.
No, hold on. Hold
I
on.
mean,
Zcarlo, I'm going to clarify this for you. The question is, what is the motive for operating, I believe anyway, what is the motive for operating accounts like Zoophile Shrugs? Is that correct? Is that an accurate portrayal of what the question is?
I guess, yeah. I think. Sorry, I'm trying to.
He was asking me, and the answer is yes.
Okay. That's the question presented right now. We're not, we don't need answers about Persona. I know you like Persona pins, but that's not what the question is. It's genuinely, what is the motive for operating an account like Zoophile Shrugs? Since we've had that clarification. Did my internet die?
No.
No, I'm just.
I'm literally giving the courtesy.
I'm just upset.
ZRCarlo, I really need you to answer this question.
So, what is the purpose of me running the Zoostrix account?
Yes. The fourth time.
I'm trying to think.
Why did you even want it in the first place? It was the account that you were calling out for. Well, it was an account that you intentionally baited so that they'd misrepresent what you were saying. Why would you want an account that has like a reputation like that on top of that? I'd like you to answer Lio's question first, but it's just I don't know why you're operating an account that has such a tainted backstory.
And I guess I'm not sure what else to do.
What does this have to do with pins?
Well, when I got banned from the Persona pins for, like, being called a Nazi and everything, I told myself that that needs to change. Like, I need to show people I'm a better person.
Well, yes, because apparently you associated with the furry raiders and you made artwork that's apparently similar to Nazi attire, and I looked at that, I was like, so you're throwing guilt by association and you're pointing out his choice of art style,
I mean,
design, and character design. It's like, great job.
what am I supposed to do?
I laugh at them and make fun of them for being stupid.
But I got banned.
And?
And
Any idea how many things I've been banned from?
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
Okay, I'll give you an
I have
example
to.
here. Since you are genuinely struggling, I will give you an example here. My favorite cartoon is Thundercats. I have been banned from Facebook groups and the two most prominent message boards discussing this series. You know what I do about those people? Make fun of them because the reasons I got banned were ridiculous, asinine,
I just
born
want to
out
make.
of born out of stupidity. I'm not done. You want to make something, you can do it without operating the goofiest, dumbest account possible that makes you look stupid. I'm not saying that because I don't like people dunking on Zoophiles. I'll do it all day long, and I'll do it twice on Sundays. The point is, whatever happenstance, are struggling in terms of social interaction, are struggling in terms of optics, and every possibility you have to present yourself from being labeled as negative things, you ultimately shouldn't shoot in the foot by your own actions or inactions. So, if you want pins, just commission an artist to make them. What do pin? Do you think that if you run this account long enough that they'll let you back in the server?
Maybe.
Why do you even want to be back in that server?
I want friends.
Do you not think you
Well,
can get friends without trolling around with really, really stupid furries?
Well, you hear that, Coyote?
Hold on.
I'm not gonna.
Can I just have a minute, please? I want to.
Sure.
ZRCarlo, if you want friends, you have friends. I've talked to your friends. They wouldn't give a shit if you got banned from Persona Pins or not, or even if you decided you didn't want to run the Zoophile Strugs account anymore. They like you. I like you. Like this.
I only have them because I have the account.
Okay, and
they were my enemies. They hated me.
ZRCarlo, I want to ask you a question. Does everyone in that group still like Zoophobes? And I'm going somewhere with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even though his account's gone, it's not the account that people like. They like their friend. And yeah, maybe you met them through that account, but that's not the only reason that they like you anymore. Maybe that was how you met, but that's not that's like me if I were to say like the only reason I'm friends with Lio is because I have a YouTube channel. Just because I met Lio through my YouTube channel doesn't mean he's only my friend because of it. So you don't need that account to have friends. You understand that, right? And I'm telling you this as your friend, and I don't think anyone's told you that, and I feel like somebody needs to. And I'm actually trying to be supportive here. You're my friend, and you have a lot of friends. So if you think you need this account to have friends, that's not the case.
Yeah, Coyote, once you leave Twitter, we can't be friends anymore.
Yeah, I know. We'll have to stop being friends at the end of May. But anyway, like you understand that though, right? Right, ZRCarlo?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure you understand that, and like, because like, I fucking care about you, and that actually genuinely like, you have friends. I just want you to understand that.
I have friends now. I didn't have friends last year.
Well, I know you had at least one.
I had Bloom and I had you, and then I had Black Static, and then Black Static just backstabbed me because it was just, I don't know.
Bloom, the one I hear about that was also outed as being a predator of some sort, or is that somebody else?
That was him. That was all fake. Or it was by Dixiest or Furious. I'm really good at digging for information. I'm good at doing all of that. I don't know. It's just I tell people at times I felt like a child soldier. It's just the whole entire like I was friends with a sociopath from like 2012
ZRCarlo?
until 2017. Yeah.
ZRCarlo? Right now,
Yeah.
I understand right now you're stressed, and I believe you're going a little scattershot with a lot of pieces of information that, because a lot of people don't have context for this information, it doesn't add up. Okay, so if you have logs, what you need to do is put the logs out there and, in this chat and, wherever. And right now I need you to regroup real quick. I need you to just sort of take a breath, because right now I understand this is a high stress situation for you. But right now you're saying a lot of different parts of stories, but there's no through line right now that helps people understand how they connect.
Yeah. I care about zoophobes. I like zoophobes.
I understand. I think it may be best to table this until tomorrow, where we can have this conversation again and pick up from here. Is that okay with everybody?
Depends
I'm
on
a
what
lot better
do.
typing.
No. We're not doing that. You want to know why we're not doing that? Because I need your raw, actual response. I don't need whatever you do in terms of typing. I need you to be able to talk to me. You are 33 years old. This is something you, cult or not, long ago should have moved past. Because it seems
I
to me the
mean,
main key. Seems
it
to me the
doesn't
main key
matter. It
here.
never did.
Oh my God.
This
Yes.
isn't even the this is all going back to the whole thing that I said about you just talking about sex ed, and this wasn't even the worst thing I have right now. This is a bit ridiculous right now.
What I've seen, you know what the big problem here? You want to know the person most responsible currently for the situation you're in? Do you know who that is?
It's myself. That's fine. You
Correct.
just say
So
it.
enough of the, well, that's not the way it is. You made that choice. You made that choice to not grow and not move on. Whether it be because you decided to hyperfixate in the furry fandom for all the godforsaken reasons you could have done that. Look, it's obvious that the main reason why you run this account is because you want positive attention from it. You want to try to prove to people that you're not a bad person and that you can do good things. Therefore, you operate this account.
Yeah.
That's not going to work.
Well, what do I do? What else do I do?
Stop trying to prove to people that you're a good person and just be one.
Didn't work.
Didn't work. In what way did it not work, and what were you doing?
I was nothing but kind to the people in the Persona Pins chat, and I just got kicked. And then I
Cool.
was just in
And
whatever other chat.
you know how you respond to that? Shaking
I
the dust off your feet and moving on with your life.
Well, where else am I supposed to go?
Anywhere.
Anywhere.
Anywhere. You realize you can move outside of the furry community, right? There's plenty of other online communities and real world communities you can be part of. So why are you focusing on furries?
I like drawing and I like making fursuits.
You can do both without focusing hyperly on furries.
How am I supposed to advertise?
Oh.
I,
Okay, how skilled of an artist are you?
Pretty good. I could just draw pictures.
I mean, I can
Some
send
of
you
your work.
examples of the work they've done for me.
Please. Please.
Alright, give me 1 sec.
That's fine.
Now I fully understand why Coyote didn't want to do this call in the Senate, because he's right. You would have gotten your throat ripped out.
Mm.
Fuck, where is it?
I'm dropping the images of my fursuits.
Do you not understand that an artist's work can be applied in more than just one genre?
But fursuits are for furries.
Yes.
Here's what being a fursuit maker teaches you. It teaches you measuring, cutting, following patterns, how to lay fabric, how to lay textures, how to build based on proportions. You can apply that to any form of costuming.
Actually,
I don't do that.
I think bronies use them
I
too.
Yeah. But bronies are diet furries.
It's not really the same.
Why not? How is it not the same?
Because you don't use the same fabric. And you
What
don't
is
use the same
Still,
form.
it's still fabric. You can still apply this skill to other communities that are not as woefully morally bankrupt as the furry community. You see, the problem here is you get kicked by this community, and like a whimpering dog, you go back to them. If they kick you, bite them.
Mm.
But
Go back for seconds.
I'm not gonna bite people that want to be my I'm friends with zoophobes. I'm friends with all these other people because I fought for them.
You just went on about how you're not these friends, how you want friends, but now you're saying you have friends. You can have friends outside of the ridiculous community that is the furry community.
They're furries.
Is my point. Go About to lose it. I'm about to genuinely lose my patience with you. You are almost my age, and you are willfully missing my point. You know the problem here? You have one thing in common with Cord. You're both obsessed with this ridiculous community to the point to where you refuse to see past it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay. I don't understand anything outside of it, but
How do you think you learn?
I don't know.
Well, what's
No, hold on. You don't know. What do you do for a living?
I just sell on eBay.
Did you magically know how to do that day one?
No?
Had to do what to do it?
I moved in with a guy and he taught me how to do it.
Had to learn, right?
Yeah, but it's
You
not
go
something
somewhere and you learn. You pick it up as you go. I have been trying my best to keep my patience with you because I care about Coyote and Coyote cares about you. And I'm genuinely hoping Coyote doesn't hate me by the end of this call because I'm going a lot harder on you than I expected to. But I thought I was dealing with somebody in their early 20s. I didn't think I was dealing with somebody in their mid-goddamn 30s.
I mean, there's not really much I can do about that.
You can
I
do
mean,
everything. You can do everything. Everything. You make your choices. You and no one else.
I mean, I think it's important to just say what you want in life, and I want to make artwork. I want to make I want to make fursuits, and I don't know, like,
You need to grow up. Emotionally,
Okay.
mentally.
We've veered so far away from the main topic that I don't know what else to like.
well,
Veer from the topic because ultimately it all comes back to the fact that your friend here doesn't understand how things work.
it doesn't seem that they're that well adjusted, Coyote. That's what Lio's point is.
Okay, I understand. Like, I understand that that's your point, but at the same time, regardless if it's, I don't even know how to address any of this right now, except just to say this is like not what the call that I was anticipating was going to be about. So I don't even realize, like, I don't know how we got here. I would appreciate if we could just sort of table this until another date where we can regroup and just kind of not have tensions be this high. Like, can we do that?
The consolation.
Sure.
I didn't expect it to go like this either.
Again, this is a result of a single question that I had.
that's fine.
I don't mind tabling it. I don't have an issue with it.
Okay. I'm gonna kill the recording then.
Okay.